and welcome to or welcome back to my channel. So today I filmed this makeup look. It was inspired, or I'm trying to recreate Jordan Lipscombe's newest video. She might bring a video out before I eventually post this because I imagine the editing is going to take me forever. But I'm just going to go step by step what she's doing, and this is what I created. I mean, I don't feel like it looks as good as hers, but I'm still happy with how it is, and I still feel like it's a good makeup look. Also, in her video, I know she said that she'd linked loads of dupes, like drugstore dupes, but I'm a broke bitch, so all of this, apart from the eyeshadow, I think is drugstore makeup, very affordable makeup. I should have talked about the ones that I've used. If I didn't and you want to know where anything's from, then ask me and I'll let you know what it is. So if you want to see how I did this makeup look, roll the video.
What I like to do is take a little bit of the glue on a spoolie, starting at the front of my eyebrow. I just comb this through. A spoolie is really important because it's really going to get it in between the eyebrow hairs. The real magic starts to happen when this shit starts to dry down, let me tell you. I also use my finger as well to just press that down to make sure they're flat to my skin. Spoolie, run it across the top of your brow.
So the first thing that she does is she just combs her eyebrows up using the Got To Be Glued, as you've already seen, but I don't have that, and I actually use some styling wax that's supposed to be for your hair, but I use it on my eyebrows, so I'm just going to comb that through. Now that I've done this eyebrow, I know it looks kind of crazy, but just allow it. I'm just going to press it down with my finger. Just make sure that it's all evenly spread and throughout my brows, and then just comb them down a bit so they look a little bit less wild.
Using the P. Louise base just because I prep my lids with this as well, but honestly you can use concealer, it's up to you, but this is good. This line will outline your shape, so focus on what you want. All that I do is, I guess you can kind of see, right, any sort of sparse areas I fill in. Extend the tail, and I just, with little hair-like stroke.
Then she uses the P. Louise base to just carve out the eyebrow. So I'm going to take the Makeup Revolution and use the concealer there. Oh look, you can see me. There's my face upside down. So easily amused. I'm just going to take this little brush to just carve it out. And then I'm just going to put it all over my lid. You can see in the thing she takes it all the way back to her temple. So I'm just going to put it all the way back here. And then I'm going to take this Ted Baker eyebrow pencil, and it's quite light, that's why I use it, because I used to use a really dark e.l.f. pomade. And it was really dark, so we've moved on, we're using this. So I'm just going to fill out any sparse areas. It looks like I don't have any, I'm so impressed, look at my eyebrows. But yeah, just if I find any, then I'm just going to comb a little bit of this through. Would it help if I'd plucked my eyebrows, but that would require being very prepared and having the effort to do that, which I don't, so this is what we're dealing with. That little bit's annoying me, so I'm just going to go back over that.
I'm going to start with a wing liner brush. This is the Zoe the 317 if you're wondering, and I'm going to dip into Too Much, which is the really dark brown. First step, all we're going to do, we're going to map out that wing shape. I actually follow my lower lash line, so instead of starting right in the inner corner up here, bring it slightly lower and follow that lash line. This is going to help with that, like, look, you know? Then pull it back. I only put it back till about halfway through.
So I had to start doing a voiceover because my boyfriend came downstairs and decided to make breakfast even though it was 12 o'clock, and make an awful racket, and I actually had somewhere to go, so I needed to film this as quickly as possible. But as I tried to show you, I'm using the Naked Honey palette and using a wing liner brush and taking the shade Drip, I think it is.
Start a wing shape here, so now I'm going to dip into Dirty Tan and Brownie on a flat shader brush. The top ledge, right, you know what I'm trying to say. I kind of pat it on and then start to kind of buff out. We don't want any harsh lines. We're using this colour to really buff out any harsh edges.
So now I'm taking shade Amber, it's not Amber, Swarm and Keeper, and just packing it on like she did with the same brush that came with the palette. Obviously it didn't go as well, but you know. Then I took a fluffy brush, she did this in her video just to blend it out. It was a clean one, but I didn't feel like it was necessary to add it in. So yeah, she did that, so I decided to do that too.
Pressure. And now that I've done this, to be honest, all that I do is kind of go back and forth between the colours to get it how I want. Pretty much it's almost there, but adding a second layer to this is going to intensify even more. So I'm going to go back in with that dark brown, redefine that shape, then I'm going to go back in with the mid-tones to blend out, then the clean brush to go through. You kind of, that 3-step process, keep repeating it.
So I just kept repeating with the same colours and the same brushes, and you can't really see on the video it doing much, but when I neatened it up, obviously you're going to see that, but when I did neaten it up, it looks so much better. Also mine's a lot thicker than hers, but I'm going to sort that out, don't worry.
I actually do my prepping of my skin right now. This is the e.l.f. Matte Putty Primer. I've been trying to get my hands on this for so long. Finally. They have a luminous one as well and an original. I used to use the original, but found that I was getting quite oily here, so I've got the matte one now. Take some onto my pores. Press that in. I'm literally focusing on the centre.
So we're going back to an oldie but goodie, and as you can see, it has been well loved and is disgusting. Also, at this part, I realised that I had eyeshadow on my hands, so I wiped it off, shook it up a bit because there's nothing left because I've had it for years. Gross, I know, and then just rubbed it into the centre of my face. Pretty hard because my skin turned red.
I'm actually going to do my concealer now, I know. Crazy. Doing this now for 2 reasons. Number 1, we're going to carve out this. Number 2, we can get right in here and all the way underneath here so we can finish off the eye. I'm using this. I've been loving this. This is so good. Estee Lauder Double Wear Radiant Concealer.
So I'm broke, so we're using an old, I don't even know what it is, Rimmel one, maybe? Don't know. But on that note, if you want to subscribe, possibly get me to monetization, that would be really appreciated. If not, then you know, gonna continue to use the same old concealers, but I just took it under my eye, realised I didn't have enough, carved out the bit of the eyeshadow and then slapped some more on, because you can never have too much concealer. The reason my beauty blender looks like that is because of my dog. I didn't just feel like having a nibble on it.
Get rid of any creasing. Dip in, pop it right underneath the eye, just underneath the eye though, don't bring it down here. We don't want to set this yet because we're going to add more product.
You're wondering why I'm confused, it's because I'm showing you a collection tub that had powder in, but it's just baby powder, so yeah. I'm very sorry that I had to replay that for you, but it was just too funny, because my face looks horrendous. So I took the powder on a sponge that I've had for about 3 years and stole off my mum, just one of those crap ones from Superdrug, pressed it into my face.
The eye, so I'm going to go back into the Clientele palette, take that Too Much shade on my wing liner brush. This inner corner we want to extend just to really get that feline shape. Imagine just bringing out this corner a little bit further and then bring it back in, basically creating like a mini triangle. Then on a Morphe E22, which is like a denser, fluffier brush, take Sandy, which is this one here. I'm going to imagine that my nose is following around into my eye, and I'm just going to lightly use this to contour the shape of my eye a little bit.
So I'm going back in with the Drip shade and just putting it in a little triangular shape. As you can see here, I did get the eyeshadow in my eyeball. Yeah, trying to get it out, didn't work, but your eyes are moist, so it just, I don't know, came out eventually. Then I used the shade Swarm, which is one of the lighter of the two that I'd been packing on to blend it out, and I realised that it was a bit yellow, but I just kind of blended it out. Then I used the shade Drip and just turned the brush around and packed it onto my lower lash line.
Now onto skin. So I'm going to add a little bit of primer just because I feel like doing these 2 steps really helps with the longevity of my makeup. The Ordinary High Adherence Silicone Primer. Cheap, does bits. Decent sized, something like that. Rub it together. Obviously I'm only going to focus on the bottom half of my face and my forehead, everywhere that there's not makeup. I feel like this primer has a really nice tack to it, like stickiness. Then the Skindinavia Bridal Makeup Finish Spray. I'm going to kind of cover my eyes when I do this.
So for primer, I forgot what that word was then, I use That Gal by Benefit, pretty sure it is. I really love Benefit. Then I noticed some spots in a very weird place and just kind of slapped it all over my face, making sure to rub it in to get it into my pores, and then blended my concealer into it a bit because it looked a bit weird. Then I just shook up the L'Oreal Infallible Fixing Mist. I don't even know who this is. It's just kind of in my house one day and I've used it ever since.
The NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. Going with the NARS today on actually use a brush. This is just a flat top brush. This is by Sport Effects. It's their 01 brush. Shake it up, pump a little bit onto my brush.
For foundation, I'm taking the Rimmel Lasting Radiant, but I'm pretty sure it used to be called Wake Me Up. Whatever it was called, but apparently not. I put it on my brush. I never really do this, but I felt like it kind of went into my face a bit better. Not too sure. If you're wondering what shade I am, the shade is way too fucking dark and orange for my skin tone. If you have any good foundation recommendations, that rhymes, please let me know.
So I want to go back in with my concealer just to kind of highlight and even everything out. Back in with the Estee Lauder Double Wear, a little bit on my chin, forehead, nose. Also here as well. This is like a great little lifting tip.
So I use the same concealer that I still don't know the name of that I put under my eyes, just put it in the usual spots. I also did them lines, didn't have much concealer to do with them lines, but I have actually watched the video before, well not this video but one of her other videos where she did this, and I have actually noticed a difference because I used to create a white line under my bronzer and it didn't just look too good.
We're about to cream contour because I literally can't not do this. Primark Foundation Contour Stick in Caramel. Press it onto my skin. I actually think I prefer picking it up with the brush and then applying it because I feel like it's not so harsh. I feel like it kind of gives me time to blend and add onto the forehead too. And then I always put some on my chin here because I like to kind of shorten my chin.
So as always, for cream bronzer, is that what it's called? Yeah, I'm taking the Makeup Revolution Cream Contour Palette, I think it's called, using all 3 shades. Still don't know which one to use. I really want to buy the Primark stick, but you know, Corona, it's been closed, so.
And I'm gonna take this down the sides of my nose. Just like this. And then any excess, press the powder into my skin. I'm gonna let this not bake, but just chill for a little bit. Same as here. I kind of like to draw 2 little lines here. I feel like it helps to define my cheekbones without creating that harsh line here.
So again, we're going back in with the talcum powder and the year-old sponge. That exact sponge is probably years old, but I've not been using it for years. Don't worry, only joking. Yes, I have. So I just baked at the side of my nose and then pressed in. Did them weird little bits under your bronzer, whatever they were about, and then I just got a brush and kind of patted it into my skin. Don't know if it did anything. Got too drunk to know the longevity of the makeup, but we move on.
Grabbing it all. Start back up here. I'm kind of taking it in a slightly curved shape, and I'm kind of moving my brush in little mini circular motions to blend. Then any excess is left on my brush. Kind of sweep over my entire face. I feel like this is going to help to get rid of any harsh edges, but don't add more product because you don't want to bronze your entire face.
So I'm using the Hoola by Benefit bronzer, the mini one. If you don't know, get to know. I'm just taking a fluffy Real Techniques brush and just kind of putting way too much on to make myself look a bit more tanned. To do this, I could have fake tanned, however I couldn't be bothered. Then I remembered that the shade on my eyeshadow, you know, the nose contour bit, yeah, it was a bit too yellow, so I went over it with the bronzer and the same brush and kind of looked alright, I guess. I don't really have a problem with the shape of my nose, but I put some on to make my bottom bit look a little bit more, I don't know, round.
I think I'm going to go for L'Oreal today, Loza, on a Morphe E3 brush. be generous. I pounce my blush like this, and I kind of focus it more on my cheekbone and then any excess a little bit on the apples of my cheek.
I'm taking the California blush by Benefit and the same brush. If you've watched any of my other makeup videos and you're wondering, do you use all the same products? Yes, I do, because I'm broke, so please subscribe. It greatly helps me out and one day might give me some money.
So gonna hit my forehead. Any excess on the brush I like to bring into the corners of my mouth just here, so that when you tilt your head, the shine kind of follows through.
I'm taking this Ted Baker highlighter that I got as a Christmas present a while ago, but it is so nice, and this weird brush that I bought years ago, I forgot about the whole excess to the bottom of your lip thing and just kind of slapped some on there as well, but it looked great and I was glistening, so I can't complain. I also highlighted my nose, the bottom of my nose, and then my Cupid's bow, is that what it's called? Think so, don't know, on my forehead. Never really do this, but you know, made it look a little bit bigger, which is what we want. Then I Vaselined because my lips were crusty and it needed it. Also, the saviour of my life, eyelash curlers. If you wondered that she put eyelashes on and I didn't, it's because I don't have any. So after I've put this mascara on, I'm going to Home Bargains to go buy some. This mascara is crap, don't purchase it, but I ran out of my good one, so we work with what we've got. These ones are just what I found in Home Bargains. They're how do you say that? But yeah, you can see me being very confused because on the packet it says pre-glued.
So reusable. Oh, it's got glue on. So confused. So it looks like it's not stuck, but it has. So I think I'm just going to put some black eyeliner in the top of my waterline to make it look like it's all together, but they're so nice and they went on so easily because they're like already glued, like there's no need for glue. And then you just peel bits of, it's so weird, but honestly so easy to do.
So for lips, I'm taking the MAC lip liner in Spice, I'm pretty sure it's called, and just overlining the shit out of them, and then doing that like weird jewelry-y thing to get that ombre effect that I can never achieve. And then I'm taking the MAC liquid lipstick in Lady Be Good, I want to call it. Might not be, also might be. My lipstick looked very dark, so I thought let's add some white eyeliner in my waterline, is that what it's called? Don't know why I did it, looked alright though.
So this is the final look. I don't feel like I did too bad, to be honest with you. I mean, it definitely doesn't look as good as hers, but I'm still happy. Like whatever this is, I feel like it still looks good, so I'm very happy with how it came out. So this will be in my playlist, makeup and chat. Obviously this wasn't a very chatty video because I was really struggling to do some bits and I had to do this eye 3 times. I know that's 3 times, so I got a little bit stressed out and had to do it as a voiceover. So obviously the first bit will be me speaking. You've already seen it, I don't know why I'm explaining it to you, but yeah, this is the finished makeup look. So if you like the video, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below to let me know what you thought of the look. I'll leave a link up there to my last video. Feel free to check that out, check the other videos out that's in this playlist or any of my other videos, it greatly helps me out. So I'll see you on Friday. Bye.